At the very bottom of South America, where the land seems to surrender itself to the vastness of the ocean, lies a place of raw, untamed beauty. This is a region where the elements reign supreme and humanity's presence feels like a fleeting whisper against the roar of nature. Here, the continent plunges into the icy embrace of the Antarctic Ocean, creating a dramatic meeting point of land and sea. This is Cape Horn, a name that has echoed through the annals of maritime history as both a beacon and a warning. A sheer rocky cliff, Cape Horn stands defiant against the relentless assault of wind and waves. Its jagged edges and towering presence are a stark reminder of nature's unyielding power. The cliffs are not just a geographical feature, they are a symbol of endurance and resilience. This is not a place of gentle seas and warm breezes. Instead, it is a realm of tempestuous waters and howling winds, where the weather can shift from calm to chaos in mere moments. The skies here often wear a cloak of grey, and the ocean churns with an energy that feels almost alive. Cape Horn is more than just a geographical marker. It is a sentinel guarding a passage that has been both feared and revered by sailors for centuries. To approach it is to confront the very essence of the sea's unpredictability and power. For centuries, Cape Horn stood as a formidable obstacle to maritime trade and exploration. Before the construction of the Panama Canal, it was the only viable route for ships traveling between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. This made it a critical yet perilous waypoint for global commerce. The route around Cape Horn was not just a shortcut, it was a lifeline for trade and exploration, yet it came with immense risks. The waters here are infamous for their unpredictability, with strong currents, towering waves, and sudden storms that could spell disaster for even the most experienced sailors. But this gateway came at a price. The cost was often paid in lives and ships, as countless vessels met their end in these treacherous waters. The stories of those who braved Cape Horn are tales of courage, determination, and sometimes tragedy. The waters surrounding Cape Horn are some of the most treacherous on Earth. The confluence of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans creates a volatile environment, where waves can reach heights of over 30 feet and winds can exceed 70 miles per hour. It is a place where nature's fury is on full display. Storms can brew up in an instant, unleashing their fury on any vessel caught in their path. These storms are not just weather events, they are tests of endurance and skill, pushing sailors to their limits and beyond. Even today, with modern technology and forecasting, rounding Cape Horn remains a risky endeavour. Advanced navigation systems and weather predictions have reduced the dangers, but they have not eliminated them. The sea here still holds the power to humble even the most sophisticated vessels. Cape Horn is a testament to the raw power of nature and the enduring spirit of those who dare to challenge it. It is a place where the line between survival and surrender is razor-thin, and where every journey is a story of human resilience against the odds. To stand at Cape Horn is to witness the meeting of two worlds, the unyielding force of nature and the indomitable will of humanity. The stretch of water immediately south of Cape Horn is aptly named the Drake Passage. Here, the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans collide in a maelstrom of currents, creating a cauldron of unpredictable weather. Imagine waves the size of buildings, driven by howling winds that can reach hurricane force in an instant. These are the conditions that regularly greet travelers in the Drake Passage. The water itself is unforgivingly cold, chilled by the proximity of Antarctica and its icy breath. Icebergs, some larger than city blocks, drift silently through the fog and spray, posing a constant threat to navigation. It is a place of raw, untamed beauty, where the elements hold sway and nature's power is on full display. Few places on Earth can match the sheer awe-inspiring grandeur of the Drake Passage. The history of Cape Horn is written not just in charts and maps, but in the countless stories of bravery, tragedy, and survival that have unfolded in its treacherous waters. This remote and formidable region, often referred to as the sailor's graveyard, has tested the limits of human endurance for centuries. Beneath the waves lies a silent testament to the dangers of these waters. The seabed is littered with the remains of ships that once carried dreams, cargo, and lives, now reduced to rusting skeletons and scattered debris. The waters around Cape Horn are infamous for their ferocity. Towering waves, sudden squalls, and relentless winds have claimed countless vessels and thousands of lives. For sailors, these seas are both a challenge and a threat, a place where nature's power is on full display. Among the many tales of loss is the story of the HMS Wessex, a British sailing ship that vanished without a trace in 1908. The Wessex was a sturdy vessel, built to withstand the harshest conditions, yet it succumbed to the merciless forces of the sea. To this day, no sign of the vessel or its crew has ever been found. The disappearance of the Wessex remains one of the many unsolved mysteries of Cape Horn, a chilling reminder of how easily the sea can erase all traces of human endeavour. The mystery of their fate continues to haunt these waters, adding to the aura of danger and intrigue that surrounds Cape Horn. For every ship that successfully navigates these waters, there are countless others that have met a darker end. Then there's the tale of the Dutchman Willem Schouten, the first explorer to successfully round Cape Horn in 1616. His journey was a groundbreaking achievement, opening a new route for trade and exploration. Yet it came at a cost. Schouten named the Cape after his hometown Hoorn in the Netherlands, but his expedition was fraught with peril. One of his ships, the Hoorn, caught fire and sank in the Strait of Magellan, a devastating loss that underscored the dangers of such voyages. The sinking of the Hoorn was a grim reminder of the ever-present dangers faced by those who dared to explore uncharted waters. Despite this setback, Schouten's successful rounding of Cape Horn marked a significant milestone in maritime history. The Strait of Magellan and Cape Horn are not just geographical landmarks, they are symbols of human resilience and the relentless pursuit of discovery. Yet they also serve as a stark warning of the price that can be paid for such ambition. These stories, passed down through generations of sailors, serve as a stark reminder of the price of venturing into this maritime no-man's land. They are tales of courage and loss, of men and women who faced the unknown with determination and hope. The Drake Passage and Cape Horn are a graveyard of ambition, littered with the dreams of those who dared to challenge their might. Yet they are also a testament to the indomitable spirit of exploration, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, humanity continues to push the boundaries of what is possible. The treacherous conditions around Cape Horn weren't merely an obstacle, they were a death sentence for many. Known as the Sailor's Graveyard, this infamous stretch of water has claimed countless lives over the centuries. The convergence of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans creates a maelstrom of unpredictable weather, with towering waves and gale-force winds that can appear without warning. For those who dared to navigate these waters, survival was never guaranteed. Sailors faced hypothermia from the icy waters, their bodies numbed by the relentless cold. The freezing spray from the waves would coat the decks and rigging in ice, making every step treacherous. Even the simplest tasks became life-threatening as frostbite set in, leaving many unable to continue their duties. The cold was an unrelenting adversary, sapping strength and morale. They were swept overboard by monstrous waves, the sheer force of the water dragging them into the depths. The ocean showed no mercy, and once a sailor was lost to the sea, there was little hope of rescue. The waves could rise as high as 60 feet, towering over the ships and crashing down with devastating power. It was a battle of man versus nature, and nature often won, or they succumbed to diseases like scurvy on voyages that could last months. With limited access to fresh food and clean water, malnutrition was rampant. Scurvy, caused by a lack of vitamin C, left sailors weak, their gums bleeding and their bodies riddled with sores. The long, grueling journeys took a toll, not just on their physical health, but also on their mental well-being as isolation and despair set in. Ships, often little more than wooden hulls tossed about like toys, were frequently dismasted, their hulls breached, leading to inevitable sinking. The craftsmanship of the time, while impressive, was no match for the fury of Cape Horn. Many vessels were reduced to splinters, their crews left to the mercy of the sea. Shipwrecks became a common sight, a grim reminder of the dangers that lurked in these waters. The fearsome reputation of Cape Horn wasn't exaggeration. It was born from the very real horrors experienced by those who sailed there. Tales of ghost ships and lost crews added to the mystique, but the reality was even more harrowing. Each voyage was a gamble, and the odds were rarely in the sailors' favor. The waters around Cape Horn became a proving ground, separating the fortunate from the doomed. These harrowing experiences led to advancements in shipbuilding and navigation. Shipbuilders began to innovate, creating stronger, more resilient vessels, capable of withstanding the brutal conditions. Navigation tools were refined, allowing sailors to chart safer courses and avoid the worst of the storms. The lessons learned from these perilous journeys became the foundation for modern maritime practices. Ships became stronger, designed to withstand the brutal conditions, with reinforced hulls and improved rigging. These advancements gave sailors a fighting chance against the elements, though the risks remained high. The evolution of ship design was a testament to human ingenuity and determination in the face of overwhelming odds, and sailors developed new techniques for surviving the cold, learning to layer clothing and create makeshift shelters on deck. They adapted to the harsh environment, finding ways to endure the freezing temperatures and biting winds. Survival became an art, honed through experience and necessity, and navigating through treacherous currents required skill and precision. The use of sextants and other tools allowed sailors to plot their positions with greater accuracy, reducing the likelihood of disaster. These innovations marked a turning point in maritime history, paving the way for safer voyages. The lessons learned in the shadow of Cape Horn would go on to shape maritime practices for centuries to come. The sacrifices of those who braved these waters were not in vain, as their experiences laid the groundwork for a safer, more navigable world. Their stories became a legacy passed down through generations of sailors. They stand as a testament to human resilience in the face of unimaginable adversity. The courage and determination of those who faced Cape Horn continue to inspire, reminding us of the strength of the human spirit when confronted with the forces of nature, of